teams that are trying to close out a series, but not in Game 7, are like 6-10. So to try and do this is really hard. The teams that, and we're seeing with the Rangers in Carolina, it's hard to put that final nail in.
Yeah, I think I think it's human nature to start thinking more about the result a little bit, maybe too soon, and the other teams just kind of thinking about shift by shift and stay in that moment. And I think that's really powerful this time of year, and that's the name of the game. I mean, this is a stressful time of year. It's fun, but it's stressful, and if you put the cart ahead of the horse too far, it doesn't work. And I thought Colorado played really well last night, and I thought we didn't maybe do the things that we'd done previously. We still were right there, and I think we kind of let them back in with the 2 penalties. Obviously, one they get with point whatever left on the clock. That one was a bit of a dagger on us, and but at the same time, this is a great opportunity to go into Colorado and a place. Obviously, we won a couple games, and try and close it out.
In the regular season, Pete stays pretty consistent with his lines, and obviously injuries happen, adjustments, but changing lines a lot more in the playoffs. Is that challenging at all? Especially last night, you're on a completely new line. I know you scored.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, the beautiful thing here is that we have incredible depth, and you can have a big player like Rupe go down and still have some great options. It's not like you're reeling to replace him. Obviously, he's a guy that's very hard to replace, but we do have a lot of really good players that can step in and try and fill that void. And I think you try not to overthink it. We play a certain style, and everyone's going to play. There's chemistry's for sure a thing, but I think with the talent we have on this team, it should be able to be figured out pretty quick.
The theme in every game, and now the series, is you guys take a lead, they come back, right? And sometimes they've been successful. Like, what do you think of that, and what's the challenge with them, just kind of finishing them off?
Yeah, well, I think we would like it to be the same story for us if they took the lead, right? Obviously, we've had the first goal in I think every game so far, but we want to continue to do that. But at the same time, we might be in the opposite position. And last night they make it 4-2, we make it 4-3. I mean, we had a chance there, obviously. So, they're a team that's not going to go away. They're a team that can score a lot. Obviously, when they get down, they start really, really rolling. They're big guys, and they came up big for them last night. So, they're again, like this time of year, and I think the depth of this playoff run. I remember talking to some guys before the second round, and you look at the 8 teams left. You could see any one of those 8 teams winning the Stanley Cup, and it makes for really tough series and games. It's great for viewers and media and everybody watching, but it's tough when you're in it, and you don't take anything for granted. And I don't think we took last night for granted by any means, but I think maybe we got a little result-oriented maybe. I don't think we played a bad game necessarily, but they upped their game, and we weren't quite at the same level as we'd been the prior two.
So what did you do well the prior two that you need to do again?
I just think it was a mentality thing where we were hungry every shift, and we knew that we had a really good opportunity, to go up 2-1 in Colorado and then 3-1. And I think last night maybe the result crept in a little bit. Again, it wasn't a terrible game by any means, but we want to get back to kind of the level that we had the prior 2 games. So, but I mean, series is going to go back and forth. They're a heck of a hockey team. I mean, they easily could have won our division this year too. I mean, they were between us, Winnipeg, and them, everyone was tight and had the lead at one point. So we're not surprised we're in this position because they're that good a team, and it's who knows how many, hopefully we close them out, and it might take 2 games, who knows, but we're looking tomorrow night to learn from last night and move forward.
Over the past few years, goaltenders have had it a little bit harder just because, teams are coming back, people score more. What have you seen from Jake? Because he's had some bad games, but then he's also bounced back really well. His numbers on coming back from losses is really good.
Yeah, I think he's been great. Even there hasn't been really any games we've felt like we're looking at him and wanting more. I think he's been exactly what we've needed, and that doesn't change no matter what the result's been this playoffs. It's 12 games we've played, and we know we can rely on him back there at any point. So whether a goal goes in that he maybe doesn't like or not, it doesn't. He bounces back, whether it's that game or the next game, and I think he's been great, and we're lucky to have him.
And then a weird one for me, Jason Robertson's known as a goal scorer. The last couple of games, he's F1, he's creating assists, he's actually blocking shots and hitting people. Have you seen anything different in his game over the last playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still getting to know his game,
Yeah.
to be honest. It's only been my first year here, but I think he's a prime example of what makes our team elite and in terms of, he's willing to do the little things you need to do in playoffs. And I think guys have done that, to a man, and he's definitely been a guy who's done it. I mean, you got to block shots, you got to, finish your checks, you got to, forecheck, you got to do all those things in playoffs. I mean, it's really tough to create in playoffs, and I think you've seen that, there's been a lot of parity in scoring throughout the playoffs, and it seems like the teams that are a little bit ahead, it's all been it's been a lot of power play. So 5-on-5, it's really, really tough, and you got to do the little things to have success, and you never know what those little things are going to add up to. And obviously in the first goal last night, he does a great job getting a little stick on it, and then we had a good forecheck as a 3-man unit, and it ends up in the net. I mean, that's a goal you don't really expect to score when the puck gets dumped in, and then all of a sudden it's there. So those, like I said, you never know what little play is going to make a difference in a playoff series and in a playoff game.
Chris Tanev gets a tooth pulled in the middle of the game last night. Were you all aware of what was happening on the bench?
That's the first I've heard of it. I didn't know he had any left to pull, but it doesn't surprise me. I mean, that guy's a warrior. He stands in front of so many shots, and I don't know how he ended up losing the tooth, but yeah, like I said, he might be in line for some dentures here soon.
What are the total fishing question? What are the 1 or 2 craziest things you've seen, right, in your career? Just like guys that normal people wouldn't do.
Like coming back from stuff.
Yeah, just like this dude is collision, tooth knocked back, just pulls it. And
Yeah.
misses like 2
Well, you have to
shifts.
go to the locker room to have it pulled. Come on.
I don't. I'm trying to think. I mean, you see some gnarly cuts that guys come back from. Personally, the weirdest thing was when I lost the end of my finger last year. That wasn't fun. Obviously, I couldn't come back from that, but I didn't even know that was possible in hockey. So, I've seen guys get. Ryan O'Byrne one year got his face cut like for 100+ stitches, really bad, by a skate. I mean, yeah, it can be gnarly out there at times, and it's pretty cool how much I guess guys downplay it, because it's just that's our culture. So a lot of injuries that would be a catastrophic event in other sports is kind of you just, like I said, I didn't even know he lost a tooth. I mean, no idea. So it's just, especially this time of year, it's if you can walk, you can play. So that's kind of where it is.